and stapled at the splice. The second wall sheet is now ready to be installed.
They got to get crush clips and bolts.
Use lap fasteners to secure the first sheet to the second, and then attach the mitered eave panel and the top of the sheet to the eave strut as before. After attaching the sheet, sweep all fasteners with a brush to ensure no iron filings are left behind, which could cause rust spots. Continue this sequence in an assembly line method down the wall. After attaching the sidewall sheeting, the end wall sheeting is attached in the same way, except the top of the end wall sheets, which are attached to a sheeting angle in lieu of the eave strut. With the wall panels in place, you are now ready to concentrate on the roof. Using a work platform on the inside of the building, first apply double-faced tape to the peak purlins. Then place 2 roof sheets on the roof purlins to serve as a temporary work platform, and unroll the first starter rope to blanket insulation. For the roof, the erector has chosen to use insulation with a 6-inch tab only on one side.
You're going to roll yours a little? I would say taking enough to roll it.
I got about 8 inches this way.
Okay.
After placing the insulation in the proper place, locate the first roof sheet and apply the first run of panel, making sure that tape sealant is applied at the end splice. Then place the second run of fiberglass blanket.
What you got yet?
Stick it to the double-faced tape and press down.
How much? Okay, stick it.
Next, install the third sheet, tucking the corner of the third sheet underneath the second sheet. Then apply a line of tape mastic 5 inches down from the edge of the sheet, ensuring that it intersects with the line of tape mastic at the leading edge of the third sheet. You will note that when the third sheet tucked underneath the second sheet, there was an area of the rib that had the mastic covered. Now apply an additional piece of mastic to replace the one that was covered. This is called a pigtail. The proper placing of this pigtail is very important for a watertight 4-way joint. In the drawing envelope that came with the job, there are illustrated instructions that can be reviewed if the erector is unsure of the procedure. You will also note there is an additional pigtail required at the eave panel side laps.
Meets that one.
After installation of the pigtail, the fourth panel is installed.
Popping. See how this here laps. Got her?
4 1/4 inch of sheet was coming down.
There you go, Bill.
To hold proper panel coverage, run a tape periodically and check for proper length. Again, using the assembly line method, continue down the roof. In order to illustrate the proper procedures for installing ridge caps, this erector is installing 3 roof sheets on the other slope of the roof using procedures the same as before.
Just let it hang behind you, and that way it don't look like you're not hooked up. Finish her off, that way we don't get tangled up. Now you want me just over this one? Over
Yeah,
this one?
it's all done for you. Just show the lap and the tape underneath. That's all you need.
Expect to see that now on that tape. Yeah, what?
Before installing the ridge cap, a bead of tape sealant is installed on each side, approximately 3 inches from the end of the panel. The ridge cap is then installed over the ridge, lapping the bead of caulking approximately 1 inch. Before placing the second ridge cap, a bead of tape sealant is applied to the leading edge of the first one. 2 side lap fasteners are applied to each side. Die-formed ridge caps are used on roof slopes of 1 to 12 and higher. For 1/2 to 12 roof slopes, the roof panel is simply formed over the ridge and down the other side. Before leaving the roof each night, it is important to sweep down the roof to ensure that all fastener shavings and trash are removed. Fastener drill shavings, if not removed properly, can cause superficial roof streaks that are unsightly. After the installation of the roof panel and the ridge cap, the next procedure is to install the gable flashing. Gable flashing is shipped to the job site with a protective plastic coating that guards against scratching. It is important to remove this coating on the ground before installation and before it is subjected to the heat and sunlight. For ease of handling and installation, gable trim is usually shipped in 20-foot nominal lengths. To make it easier to lap adjacent pieces, one end of each flash is swedged on two corners. This allows the swedged end to fit inside the non-swedged end. Dura-rib is a non-symmetrical roof panel having one edge with a down leg and the other edge with an up leg.
Where's the end of that other one?
To stiffen the half of the gable that has the up leg, 26-gauge gable support angles are used. On this particular building, the gable support angle is red in color and was made from fall-off flashing material. The color of the gable support angle is not important, as it will be completely concealed after installation of the gable trim. After the installation of the gable support angle, tape sealant is applied to the top of the major rib. The first section of gable trim is lifted into place and lined up with the end of the roof panel. It is very important to have proper alignment of the top of the gable trim in order for the gable trim to have straight lines viewed from below.
You know, line it up with that rib. Got to go out a little bit, about a ½ inch. Lift it up a little bit, guy. Oh, now bring it in. In. Oh, right there. Stick it. What? Oh, yeah.
After properly aligning the first section, secure it to the roof panel with one fastener. Then line up a chalk line with the center of the major rib of the roof panel. Using the chalk line as a guide, fasten the gable trim to the roof panel on approximately 1 foot center. Tape sealant is not used here in order to achieve a tighter splice. The other gable trim pieces are attached in the same manner.